Bonjour, buenos dias. It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And this is a lesson just before we celebrate Christmas. And then, of course, the New Year is coming along quite fine, another few days, and we'll get there. So, Joyeux Noël et bonne année to everyone. And also, Feliz Navidad and Prospero Año Nuevo in Spanish, of course, but we'll repeat that when we get to the Spanish section as well. This morning is a time for reflection for me. The end of the year comes and you look back at the year 2022 and say, you know, how did we go with it? And it's been an interesting one in that I've been able to keep up with my various commitments. Thanks God. You know, it's health is important, and also, you know, a steady pace in what you do. Here at Insegna, I can see that some people are discovering, you know, that they can pick up some books for Christmas, for the birthdays, and anything else for learning and teaching. So it's good. I come here, I'm happy because I'm within my element of languages and culture. And that's what I've always been attracted to throughout my life, and very happy for that to have happened, because it's given me the opportunities that I've had in terms of you know, approaching teaching and you know, the theatre, television, radio, also the poetry, the writing, you know, having an interest on a daily basis, trying to promote peace in the world through languages, because when we do languages and cultures, we begin to understand each other better as humans, and therefore we want humanity to protect itself by avoiding wars and avoiding conflicts. So we all want for ourselves good relationships with other people. It's not always easy because of one's own character. You know, it's difficult for people to actually to be liked by everybody. It's impossible almost. But some people manage it after they're gone. But during, you know, whilst we're living, we have the experience of the good and the bad. And I think that's, those opposites work well together, because one without the other you wouldn't be able to appreciate what you actually have. You know, if you're a really bad person and you've got some good moments, that's fantastic for you. If you're a good person and, you know, you have had some bad moments, then, you know, it's the same thing. So the two things work well in the universe. I think when we think of Christmas and we think of that little baby in the cradle in a poor setting, it sort of covers all religions. It's not just one, but all religions, because a little baby is the future of humanity. Every baby that is born has got a journey to complete, short or long, hopefully long, and contributes to us, to all of us. And then when we finish our journey, we say goodbye, we return where we came from. That's a hard one. Okay, now, apart from that, we're going to concentrate on the learning of French. I am presenting it. Je voudrais parler en français tous les fois avec quelqu'un, mais je trouve c'est ça très difficile, parce que j'ai besoin de parler avec les personnes qui viennent de la France ou des autres pays du monde où ils parlent français. So you can see my French getting a little bit better, but still hesitant. It's not like my Italian or my English, and the Spanish, it's quite hard. But with Spanish, I've learned to read quite well, and I can sing. So there are, certain things in the 4 language skills that are easy to do. Listening is one of them. It's the most important one, really. And then you can go to reading, easy enough. And if you don't want, you can go to the grammar, or you can study the language as such. It's not. And then there is the speaking part. And the speaking part is the hardest one at a native level. It's obvious. But you can manage slowly but surely through repetition. Repeats the same sentences over and over again, and then apply them in your, when you want to use them. Okay, so this is 11:30 now. We're going to start, and today we're going to start on adverbs ending in E-M-E-N-T. For example, aveugle is, you remember, you have masculine nouns, you turn it into a feminine, then you add M-E-N-T, M-E-N-T. However, when the noun ends in, doesn't end it ends in E. Well, I'm just going to read here. Some adjectives ending in a mute E, mute. So the noun, the masculine noun has to be ending in a consonant first or in a mute E. In other words, for example, aveugle, in the feminine is aveugle, that's blind, blindly, all right? Blindly is aveuglement, but you've got to put an accent on the first E, aveuglement. And I'll show them to you. Commode, commodement, commun, communément, confus, confusement, énorme, énormément, exquis, exquis, exquisement, exquise, exquisement, importune, importunement, obscur, obscurement, opportune, opportunement, précis, précisément, profond, profondement, uniforme, uniformement. I'll show you because this is important. This is an important here. So you see that? That's the masculine. Now, those, when you read masculine, aveugle, commode, commun, confus, énorme, écrit, importune, obscur, opportune, précis, profonde, uniforme. But in the feminine, it's aveugle, commode, commune, confuse, énorme, exquise, importune, obscure, opportune, précise, profonde, uniforme. And then you add this one here. You add the E-M-E-T with an accent on the first E. Aveuglement, commodement, communément, confusement, énormément, exquisement, importunement, obscurement, opportunement, précisément, profondément, uniformément. So if you were doing some tests on the words and you missed, you have to distinguish between this type and the normal type where you have the adjective and then in the masculine, you turn it into the feminine, and then you add M-E-N-T. Okay? For example, here, let's have a look. Pierre explique confusément la situation. Le philosophe parle profondément. So the adverb in French comes after the noun, after the verb. Est habillé, l'homme est exquisement habillé. L'homme entre aveuglement dans l'affaire. C'est précisément, elle a fait cela opportunément. Okay, so that's where it is. So that's important. Now, after that, there are adverbs ending in A-M-M-E-N-T. For example, abondante, abondamment, brillante, brillamment. Constant, adjectives end in int and ent in the masculine singular, change int to iwment and ent to ewment to form the adverbs. Now this is another difficult one to remember, but you learn this then with practice, by practicing writing your sentences. So, for example, abondante, abondamment, brillante, brillamment, constante, constamment, courant, couramment, puissant, puissamment, décent, décemment, évident, évidemment, fréquent, fréquemment. So this is where it is at now. Have a look. See that? Abondamment. So adjectives ending in int and ent in the masculine singular, change int to imwment and ent to ewment to form adverbs. So there you are. Abondamment, brillamment, constamment, couramment, puissamment, décemment, évidemment, fréquemment. So these are, I think there's some more here. There's this one here. Patientement, prudemment, and then lentement. These are different. Pressentement, and vehementement. Okay, and then there's the exercise. I'm going to skip that. I'll go to the regular. This is the important part, where you repeat these sentences over and over again, and the exercises are here. If anyone wants to, they can come to me and we'll take it from there. So this is important work. Now, there's quite a bit more, and I'm going to continue the French lessons over time. I'm not going to stop. And every Friday I'll see you here to continue. But if you are unable to come on when I have these lessons or these presentations, you can go on to insegna.com, to the blog section, or now you can also go to YouTube. In TomPadulaTV, you'll find the actual lessons, but the insegna.com, the lessons are one after the other from number one. Okay, and the last one, say page 6 is the last, where you will find the first lesson, and then number 1 is the most recent one. Okay, so become familiar with it, follow the lessons, and just do the practice. And then we'll be able to speak, nous pourrons parler en français, toi et moi. Okay. Well, that's it for the grammar. It made me thirsty. Wow. One of the interesting parts of all this is that, with French, of course, you want to have a small group of people whom you meet and you read to them in French. Now, to create a conversation is very difficult. But if you get, Les Femmes Parlent Trop, one of these little, short plays, you can divide up the work into characters, and each one takes a part. And then you can change the parts, and you practice the other part shown in an original one-act comedy, especially written for beginning students. In this booklets here. So, Les Femmes Parlent Trop and Simone fait bonne impression. But if you come to Insegna, you can actually get quite a lot of others, and you can keep going with your practice. Now, on that, we want to go to La Pratique. And the practice, of course, is the reading part. Reading and, that conversation with your friends in a restaurant or at home. Okay, now I've got here La psychologie des jeunes. This is number 9 of Conte Sympathique. And I'll read it first so that you can listen to it, and then we'll read it again with you in front of the actual reading passage. So try to pick up as much as you can from what I say. Even just a few words is a big deal. La psychologie des jeunes. Les jeunes gens d'aujourd'hui n'aiment pas obéir aux règles, a observé le psychologue célèbre. Ils ne font pas attention à ce que leurs parents disent. Quant à votre fils, Michel, ne vous inquiétez pas trop s'il laisse traîner par terre sa chemise, sa cravate, ses chaussettes, enfin tous ses vêtements. Ne le critiquez pas. Achetez-lui un porte-manteau et dites-lui, ce porte-manteau est un cadeau. Et vous verrez qu'il accrochera ses vêtements. L'après-midi, en entrant dans la maison, Michel a embrassé sa mère. Sur le tapis, à ses pieds, il avait un livre. Michel allait passer sans le ramasser. Selon le conseil du psychologue, sa mère a dit doucement, en entrant le livre du doigt, « Michel, qu'est-ce qu'il y a par terre ?»« Un livre, maman. »« Attention, chérie, si tu y trébuches, tu peux te casser l'orteil. »« Aucun danger, maman, je suis toujours prudent. »« Michel, quel est ce livre ? Terre des hommes, de Saint-Exupéry. C'est un livre bien intéressant, n'est-ce pas? Oui, maman, j'ai lu il y a 8 jours. Madame Duplessis était fâchée maintenant parce que le livre restait toujours par terre. Michel, a-t-elle crié, quelquefois je pense que tu es peut-être sourde, muet et aveugle, ou que tu ne comprends pas le français. Pourquoi ne ramasses-tu pas ce livre? Nous n'avons pas de bonnes. C'est moi qui ramasse toutes les choses que tu laisses traîner partout. Maman, calme-toi, dit Michel. Si tu veux que je ramasse le livre, pourquoi ne me le dis-tu pas? Why don't you tell me? But if she tells him directly, so the psychologist says, you shouldn't criticize your children with it. You should, if they're throwing clothes on the floor, buy them something to hang them over. Well, interesting. A clothes stand, that's what we need. Okay, let's go. Here we go. La psychologie des jeunes. Now, you read with me, I hope, so I've got to keep it straight. Les jeunes gens d'aujourd'hui n'aiment pas obéir aux règles, a observé les psychologues célèbres. Ils ne font pas attention à ce que leurs parents disent. Quant à votre fils, Michel, ne vous inquiétez pas trop. S'il laisse traîner par terre sa chemise, sa cravate, ses chaussettes, enfin tous ses vêtements, ne le critiquez pas. Achetez-lui un porte-manteau et dites-lui, ce porte-manteau est un cadeau et vous verrez qu'il accrochera ses vêtements. So this particular paragraph says, the psychologist says not to criticize your children because, they don't like to follow rules that are direct. So, for example, if your son, Michel, leaves his shoes and clothes and whatever else on the floor, just buy him a clothes stand and tell him that it's a gift from you. And then he'll eventually do it himself. We hope. Let's go on. L'après-midi, so the day after, en entrant dans la maison, Michel a embrassé sa mère. Sur le tapis à ses pieds, il y avait un livre. Michel allait passer sans le ramasser. So here we've got the day after. So you got to follow the psychologist's advice. Michel comes in, kisses his mother. There's a book on the floor. He doesn't pick it up and leaves it there. And the mother says, what does he mean? Let's have a look what she says. Selon le conseil du psychologue, sa mère a dit doucement en montrant le livre du doigt. So following the psychologist's advice, the mother says, pointing to the book, Michel, qu'est-ce qu'il y a par terre? What is there on the book? On the floor. He says, un livre, madame. A book, ma'am. Attention, chérie. If you hit it, you could, tu peux te casser, or you could hurt your toes. Oh no, so there's no danger at all, ma'am. I'm very careful. Michel, what sort of a book is it? Oh, it's Terre des Hommes by Saint-Exupéry, a famous French writer. Terre des Hommes, the land of the people. Oh, c'est un livre it's a very interesting book, isn't it? Yes, mother, I've read it 8 days ago. Je l'ai lu il y a 8 jours. Madame Duplessis était fâchée maintenant parce que le livre restait toujours par terre. So she's very annoyed by the fact that the book is still on the floor. And says, Michel, she shouted, sometimes I think that you are sourd, you can't hear, muet, you can't talk, and blind. Or that you don't understand French. Why haven't you picked up the book? We don't have a maid. It's me that has to pick up all these things that you leave on the floor. Everywhere. And so she says, quelquefois, je pense que tu es peut-être sourde, muet et aveugle, ou que tu ne comprends pas le français. Pourquoi ne ramasses-tu pas ces livres? Nous n'avons pas de bonnes. C'est moi qui ramasse toutes les choses que tu laisses traîner partout. Mom, calm down, says Michael. If you want me to pick up the book, why don't you tell me? So the mother has to go back to the psychologist and say, well, your advice is not very good at all. Okay, so then there are questions about the actual reading passage, and you can answer those. And there are more questions here. Okay, so that's it for this time here. Conte sympathique. I've got plenty of copies. You want one? Come and get one. Come on, if you come and buy some beautiful French, the grammar book and a couple of other readers, I'll give this for you I'll give you one of these for free, maybe. But they're pretty, Okay, so come and learn French. Okay, so that's Conte sympathique. And we mentioned the plays. And now you want to speak in French, don't you? So, but before we do that, how about singing a song in French? Which one? We done Tombe la neige, Rien de rien. Okay, we'll go back to La Vie en Rose. And it's important that you keep on practicing these songs so that you can learn them, to read them and to sing them. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. I'm going to change that. De la femme auquel j'appartiens. Quand elle me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Elle m'a dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Elle est entrée dans mon cœur, une pacte de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est elle pour moi, moi pour elle dans la vie. Elle me l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des nuits d'amour à plus finir, un grand bonheur qui prend sa place, des oui, des ennuis, des chagrins se fassent, heureux, heureux, à en mourir. Quand elle me prend dans ses bras, elle me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Elle m'a dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Elle est entrée dans mon cœur, une pacte de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est elle pour moi, moi pour... No, c'est toi pour moi, because it's feminine, it doesn't matter. C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi dans la vie. Elle me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens dans moi mon cœur qui bat. La 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 la. I've dared doing something that other people haven't dared, maybe. Turning La Vie en Rose, seen from a male point of view, using the same words but changing just a few things, and there you are. You can sing it as a male. And this one here, we might as well do another one. You know, that's not enough for Christmas. We'll do a few today. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié, je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu. Mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec le trémolos, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. Beautiful, I love it. But now, where do I put that famous little booklet that gives me the adverbs in French? Okay, so adverbs. Aujourd'hui is an adverb in French. Today. Soon is bientôt. Déjà, already. Puis, then. Toujours, always or still. Souvent, often. Quelquefois, sometimes. Généralement, usually. À présent, just now, vite, quickly. Okay, then, très, very, bien, well, aussi, also, peut-être, perhaps, moins, less, sérieusement, seriously, malheureusement, unfortunately, seulement, only. Welcome to Francis Gallo. Okay, so those were the adverbs, the list of adverbs. Let's do just some phrases now. De quelle couleur est la porte? What color is the door? Quel âge a-t-il? Hein? Quel âge as-tu? Quelle heure est-elle? Est-il? So, quel âge? How old are you? And what time? What is the time? Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? What is the date today? Quel jour est-ce aujourd'hui? So what day is it today? Quel temps fait-il? What is the weather like? Quel temps fait-il? Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is that? Que fait-il? What is he doing? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? What is he doing? Que fait Paul? What is Paul doing? Y a-t-il de la viande? Is there any meat? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la bouteille? What is there in the bottle? Combien de jours y a-t-il dans le mois de mai? How many days are there in the month of May? And that brings us to the months. Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre, décembre. There you are. You got to remember them off by heart. And the days are like lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. And also the seasons, le printemps, l'été, l'automne, and l'hiver. And then the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, etc., etc. Now, do you remember those? And that's what you need to do. If you want to learn French, you have to practice. But it's even better if you just, spend just 5-10 minutes each day. Okay, now, what do I write? Here we're going to do Parle en français, and it is on page 41. Okay. All right. Well done. Here. Mademoiselle Duret entre dans une papeterie et dit « Bonjour, monsieur, je voudrais 5 cartes postales et 5 enveloppes, s'il vous plaît. » OK. Le papetier met sur le comptoir des enveloppes ordinaires, mais Mademoiselle Duret dit « Non, donne-moi des enveloppes par avion. » Puis elle choisit les cartes postales et les donne au papetier. Voilà the postman, or the, carte postale, yeah. Post office cards, letters, envelopes. Puis elle choisit les cartes postales et les donne au papetier. Voilà, c'est tout, dit-elle, puis elle demande combien ça fait. Le papetier compte 5 enveloppes à 10 centimes et 5 cartes postales à 30 centimes. Ça fait exactement 2 francs. Mademoiselle Duret dit au revoir, monsieur, et sort. Easy one, huh? Easy one. This is the puppeteer here. There we are. And that's the writing. Again, you need the resources. If you want to learn French, you have to go to class, yes, but more than class, you need resources as an adult, because there's enough time to give you all that time to practice French. It's hard to practice French in 1 hour a week in a classroom. If you want to really learn, you have to commit yourself to it and do something. Now, as I said to you, we're going to do the French. So to all our French people come on to listen to these lessons. Joyeux Noël 2022, 2022, et bonne année 2023. 2023. Okay? Bonne fête de fin d'année. Have a good time. As we approach the new year, the end of this year. Very interesting one. Okay. Spanish, A to Z. It's a lovely book, this one here. Okay. Now, here it says the chart shows the subject causes the verb ending to change from the simple infinitive. It is cantar, to sing. All right? Cantar is to sing. So if you want to learn to sing, you have to learn to do this. I sing in English, I do sing, and I am singing well. I am singing in English. But in Spanish, it's canto, I sing well, canto bien. Cantas bien, canta, cantamos, cantáis, cantan. But if you want to do even better, you want to learn the verb, you say, yo canto bien, yo canto bien, yo canto bien, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, etc. You got to remember the words, no? And then, etc., etc. Do I have it here? Let me see if I have Feliz Navidad here. This is Spanish lessons for me have been good. Okay, let's go. Feliz Navidad. Rina, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Well, I hope that came out all right. That's lovely. Okay, yo canto muy bien. I sing very well. So there you are. You can learn the present tense and of cantar, to sing. Yo canto, tú cantas, él canta, ella canta. Formal is usted canta. You are formal. So the Spanish have got a formal you in the third person. Nosotros cantamos, vosotras cantáis. Vosotros o vosotras, nosotros o nosotras, whether male or female. Ellos cantan, ellas cantan, ustedes cantan. So that's the formal way in Spanish. Okay? So this is good. A Spanish verb has one of the following infinitive group endings: aya, ia, or aya. er o ir. This ending represents the English to. Example, cantar to sing, comer to eat, escribir to write. Comer to eat, I didn't know that. Yeah, comer. Yo como, yo mangio. This unit deals with IR infinitives. When the subject is known, the infinitives ending IR drops and is replaced by personal endings according to the subject. O, asa, amo, sai, san. So in other words, if you repeat, there's no need to repeat the pronoun if it's obvious. The ending of the present tense tells us that an act or a state of being is taking place at present or that it occurs as a general rule. Is, do, das are included in the Spanish verb form of the present tense. Example, I'm singing, yo canto. She does sing, él canta. You can ask the questions as well, like that. Subject pronouns, excepting usted and ustedes, subject pronouns are normally omitted because the verb ending identifies the subject. So the subject pronoun is used to clarify or to emphasize the subject. The subject pronoun precedes the verb in a statement. The subject pronoun must be used when no verb is given. So, canta, he sings, does sing. Stress, él canta, yo canto, también. Él, sí, él y yo, etc. It's a bit... Spanish subject pronouns show gender not only in él, he or ella, she, but also in nosotros, en nosotras, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras. That's important to remember because in other languages, in Italian, it's not the case. So they've simplified it. The Spaniards have simplified the language a lot. Spanish has 4 subject pronouns meaning yo, you, tu, addresses one person with familiarity, an intimate friend or someone younger. Usted, abbreviations, ud, addresses one person with formality, a teacher, the president, someone older than the speaker. Ustedes, abbreviation, uds, you plural, generally addresses 2 or more persons with either formality or familiarity in Latin America. In Spain, ustedes addresses 2 or more persons only with formality. Uds, that's the way they say it in South America. Vosotros, votras, is used chiefly in Spain to address 2 or more persons with familiarity. Vosotros is not in general use in Latin America. It will receive limited treatment in this book. So that's what they say. Rules. The subject is generally placed after the verb to form a question. So, no leo lui periódicos, no mira el televisión. But if the statement is no, lui no lee periódicos, no, él no mira televisión. No lea lui periódicos, that's the way you do the questions. Here you are, see that? No lea lui periódicos, no mira el televisión. And also the verb that we said, this was yo canto, see these are the yo canto, tu cantas, canta. It's the same in all languages, really, but, they got their own linguistic variations. Okay. So that's that. Now, we want to do a little bit of, let's say we're going to Spain, okay? On arrival, we want the aduana, passport control de pasaportes, el pasaporto por favor, viajan juntos, are you together? Viajan, you travel together. Viajo solo, I travel alone. Viajo con mi esposa, con mi amigo, con un amigo. Vengo de negocios, vengo de vacaciones. Frank Manzaka, welcome. ¿Cuánto tiempo va a estar usted aquí? How long are you going to be here? ¿Cuánto dinero trae? How much money have you got? Tengo 20 in Spanish. No, I'll say it in Italian. 20 dinero. I can't remember the other one, so unos, dos, tres. You got to remember the words straight. They got to pick up. You got to bring it up, bang, 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 like that. If you don't, you still don't know it. ¿Cuál es su equipaje? Which is your language. ¿Tiene algo que declarar? Do you have anything else to declare? Este es mi equipaje. Este es mi equipaje. This is my luggage. Este es mi equipaje. I have only my personal things in it. Solo levo mis cosas personales. Solo levo mis cosas personales. Abra la maleta, por favor. Open your bag, please. ¿Puedo cerrar la maleta ya? Can I shut my case now? ¿Puedo pasar ya? ¿Puedo pasar? ¿Puedo irme? Can I go through? ¿Dónde está la oficina de información? ¿Dónde está información? Mozo, este es mi equipaje. ¿Cuánto cuesta cada bulto? Yo levo esto. Eso no es mío. ¿Puedo llamarme un taxi? Yo, ¿cuánto le debo? Yo. Not bad, huh? This one here. Have you a timetable? ¿Tiene un horario? ¿Cuánto cuesta un billete de primera? Un billete de segunda, tercera clase? Un billete de ida y vuelta a? How long is this ticket valid? ¿Cuánto tiempo dura este billete? Un taco de billetes. A book of tickets, that is. Is there supplementary charge? ¿Hay que pagar algún suplemento? He's asking for trouble. He wants to pay more. Now, the last bit that we're going to do is, of course, we did this before too. We said, do you remember I couldn't remember 20. So let's go through them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's it. There you are. It was easy. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 100, 101, 200, 1000, 1001, 2000, 1,000,000. Beautiful, huh? And then, of course, you've got the other ones, you know, primero, the cardinal numbers, primero, segundo. So there you are. And what about the colors? We haven't done the colors for a while. Negro, blanco, gris, color arena, marrón, amarillo, naranja, rojo, rosa, violeta, azul, verde, oro, plata, that's silver, oscuro, claro. And what about this one here? La cabeza. Yo tengo la cabeza. Yo no tengo el pelo. Yo no tengo el pelo. La nariz. Yo tengo la nariz. Yo tengo los ojos. Yo tengo la boca. Yo tengo el cuello. Yo tengo las orejas. The ears. etc. And you could write those and make sentences out of them. Okay, we're going to finish off now with, well, we did Feliz Navidad, Felizo Anno Nuovo, Prospero Anno Nuovo. So, to you all, but we're going to finish off with our songs for the year. Historia de un Amor is a good one. I think you should learn it. But the other one is Cuando Calienta el Sol. Cuando Calienta el Sol is appropriate because Cuando Calienta el Nuevo Anno. No, el Anno Viejo. El viejo anno, the old one. Cuando cala. Cuando calienta el sol aquí en la playa. Let's say, cuando calienta el viejo anno aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar. No siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Someone enjoy myself. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. So, son tus besos por el año nuevo. Yo digo, feliz año nuevo, feliz Navidad. Por aquí, no. For this, oh well, you can, try to mix up things so that you get the words out. Important. All right, well, that's another Friday. It's finished and it's before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year. I'll see you next week again on Friday before the end of this year. And yeah, what can I say to you? Have a great Christmas Day and enjoy your time with yourself, your family, and all your friends. Au revoir, adios from Tom Padula of TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And now, ciao.